Heather, Clayton.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you as well.
Alright.
Can you close that one for the
Yeah. Alright. So, yeah, I guess, should we just sit or?
Yeah, you're welcome to have a seat.
Awesome.
So I basically, I'm excited to be here this morning.
How you guys doing?
We're doing okay. We'll be better, without all the stress of this process.
Sure.
So what exactly did Dorothy tell you when we initially said?
Dorothy's here. Why don't we let her tell us what she said?
Yeah, so before we do any of that, look, I don't want it to become a he said, she said, and we start.
It can't be because we have video of the whole thing.
Sure. So, but it's not just about that, right? So, like, we spoke to the sheriff, and like, I feel like there's sheriff that came out, and all these other things that I just at this point I just want to nip in, right? Whatever happened in the past, at this point, let's figure this out because there's obviously rules and regulations that have been known about you guys.
That's actually not true. But would you like to sit down?
Well, I'd like to know.
I would also like to hear what rules and regulations have been broken.
I mean, you guys got a dog before.
Yeah, as it turns out, in speaking with North Carolina Disability, that wasn't actually a broken regulation. We actually had until that you literally took us to court and convicted us to get that letter. And seeing as you actually told us via your email that it should actually be fine, and we gave it to you on the next available business day before it was even 10 a.m., you would think that actually we hadn't broken any rules at all. And legally, we've done nothing wrong. If you ask for the emotional support animal letter, then we have to provide it to you. You did, and we did. So we've broken zero laws. That came from a lawyer.
Sure. So it's no longer about the dog, right? Like it is legally.
Sure, damn right it's not. It never was. That's the problem. The issue was discrimination. Don't tell me to keep it between you guys. Like, I'm an adult.
No, I 100% agree. Let's taper it down, right? We're here for a conversation.
I'm sorry that I'm already upset, but I don't appreciate harassment and being filmed. And when we tried to reach out to you, our landlords, to let you know that this was happening, you did absolutely nothing. Radio silence.
That's not completely true because you told us we actually had to leave before the lease even said.
Yeah, worse than radio silence, you actually gave us an illegal eviction notice. And wait, I'm actually still speaking. And in speaking to the lawyer, I actually found out that that's not the only illegal thing in your lease, which was really interesting. And I will be disseminating that information to the rest of your tenants because they need to know that having a second late fee is actually illegal.
You don't have to take it.
It actually is. Literally, that came from a lawyer. She's the one who said that.
I'm going to give you guys two options now because look, so either you guys can just leave, and it'll be okay. Like that's fine. You just get out. In North Carolina, it is 7 days. We gave you 7 days, and from that time.
Your lease actually says 30 days. So
unfortunately, within North Carolina, it's 7 days.
Actually, because of your own lease, according to the lawyer,
you guys are on a month-to-month. You 7 days.
Aware of it, but we literally again have spoken to a lawyer, so I'm not going to allow you to come in and big boy us and bully us into not understanding our rights.
Okay, so you guys have two options.
Right, I heard. The first one is leave. Option 2 is.
Okay, so option 2 is you guys respect her. She has to follow the same rules as you guys do, right? As she's a manager, she has to follow the same rules. She can still record you guys in terms of, in the event that there's like an issue in the yard or if there's something going on, she's certainly more than in her rights able to record you guys.
Yeah, so the police officer said, but I feel like what is without of her rights is to tell us ahead of time before we ever acquired the job that we would not be allowed to make a reasonable accommodation, nor would we be allowed to contact the landlords. So that's illegal. Moving on to, sorry?
Yeah, I'm not sure which part's illegal.
It's the part that would be illegal would be refusing to alleviate a reasonable accommodation. That part would be illegal. Under the federal housing.
I didn't get the call.
Yeah, I did, but she told us that we could not know. We you seem to be
We
confused.
talked to Dorothy and we said,
I can speak for myself. I told him, we do not give out your phone number. Oh, correct.
That's
You
not
didn't
even
give
what
out
we're
that
speaking
number.
on, Dorothy. No one's
That's
even
what we
speaking
do.
to you.
We do
so
not
what
give.
happened initially is
This is
Heather-
not.
Shush, we are speaking.
Oh.
You're a liar, so no one cares to hear
Well,
from
you
you.
called me a witch and a bitch.
You are a witch. I never said you were a
Yeah,
bitch.
See?
Let's just
See,
Again, right? Let's just pull it
It's not gonna get us anywhere.
No, I never called her one name, and here's why. Because I knew that I was legally in the right.
Well,
Oh, I said you were an evil witch. That's true. But I never called her one derogatory name because I knew, not because I don't think those things about you, Dorothy, because I do. But because I'm legally in the right, and I'm not in the wrong, and I'm not going to put myself in the wrong.
Yeah, let's
So here's how this happened, and I can show you any
The
videos,
video.
texts, or anything that you want to corroborate this. I promise. I was not trying to do anything untoward. Heather's been struggling with mental illness. Her healthcare provider recommended.
I have PTSD and OCD, Dorothy.
Her
It's
healthcare provider
documented.
recommended.
What?
Her healthcare provider recommended that an ESA can help, and it has. With getting outside in the sun, having an obligation, this thing that was
You don't need to explain to them why it is helpful.
Well, I mean,
It's just none of your business.
We're here
Yeah.
to have a conversation.
Exactly. We're not here
We're
to.
not trying to fight.
So
Yeah.
We can't have one with her.
So I
You can leave.
I want to get.
Just leave this
We
house.
want
I'm
her
the
to stay.
manager.
We
She
want
can
her to
leave.
stay.
Yeah.
No, we want her to
No,
stay.
she's not gonna come in here and insult me for no fucking reason.
I'm staying. I'm the
She's
manager.
staying.
Yeah,
She's
Then
the manager.
she's
get out.
here.
No,
No,
she's the
well, then
manager.
they can get out.
It's either, there's two options, right? And I'm trying to.
There's actually a third option.
No,
What's the third option?
There's actually a third option.
no,
Because you can take us to court and you will be told
no.
that it's fine, that we're allowed to have the dog.
You will lose.
No, you won't.
It's not about dog. Like, at this point, it's not about
It's
dog.
exactly, it's
Well,
discrimination and
Yeah,
retaliation.
No retaliation.
Let me run this all the way back.
Alright, yeah, go ahead.
Please. Okay. So, we want to get this animal, and it's legally okay. And we check on that, we see, okay, looks like it's not a pet because it's actually a treatment from the doctor. And so I'm like, Dorothy's probably going to be confused by this. I know that she doesn't always necessarily understand all this stuff. She came over here one time and she thought that our alarm system hacked her phone. So like, I'm like, let me make sure she gets this. So I printed out some information on it. I highlighted the important parts to explain what an ESA is, why we're going to be getting it, and I brought it over to discuss it with her. I
Ahead
was
of time.
met with pretty much an immediate rejection that she said, no pets. You didn't need a pet before, and you don't need a pet now. I'm like, well, hold on, it's not a pet, and really it's not your responsibility to try to perceive her disability at all. That's nothing to do with you.
Yeah, I do agree. Yeah, I
I went
agree.
above and beyond by giving you the information that I did, and I tried to be like very clear.
Yeah.
And so we did have a misunderstanding with the doctor's office, and I apologize for that.
According to the lawyer,
We're not legally wrong, but we misunderstood and thought
Yes,
we had
we
to get the dog first. We literally
We
thought
did.
we had to get the dog, and then you'll write us a letter for that specific dog. So that's what we did.
Yeah.
And pretty much immediately, Dorothy is telling us we'll be evicted for the dog. We
She
can't
literally
have the
brought you a
dog.
notice.
I have a video of her telling me that it doesn't matter, regardless, we will be evicted. There's no animal for any reason. It doesn't matter.
And I also have multiple text messages from before we got the dog about her telling me that my disabilities don't matter, that we didn't have a dog before, we don't need one now, and that we can't make up our own illegal documents and just pass them off as truth when we never did that. We printed her off a piece of paper that was like, this is the law, and just to let you know, we're going to be getting one, and we were told we can't. So yes, that is illegal.
It is. So one, I recognize, right? I understand you have this mental disability or whatever it is, right? I recognize that. I appreciate you guys telling us, right? So the dog part of it is done. It's mute.
Yes.
That's done. Great. You have the ESA letter. We verified it. We saw it. Thumbs up. Awesome. Now the part that I'm trying to get at here is now the relationship side of it.
Okay, so I tried to be calm and civil and say nothing to her, but then she started filming me. I walked through this path to take take my son to the bus every day, and it has never been an issue. And that's when she started filming me and yelling at my kids, which I do have on video that I can show you. And so that's when I
I
called
never yelled.
Shush, yes you did.
Oh, no.
So then I called the police. Oh my God, that
I
lady that you talk
Yeah,
shit
I
about all the
know.
time, that all you do is tell everyone not to speak to her because she's a
Not
busybody.
only her.
That's your witness.
Yes.
How about the people over here that have seen you while out and talk about how racist you are all the time? How about them, Dorothy?
Go ahead, ask them. They love you.
They do not love you. No, they do not.
And you were also telling that woman that.
Look, we're not here.
Yeah, the woman behind here, she's out here yelling. Wait, so I don't think that we should have to stay and see this racist stuff, so I go outside and I'm just already, This is the topic. The topic is the reason why the relationship deteriorated. Because we previously had a very good rapport, which again, that we can prove. We used to bring her dinner. All of this only happened because she got mad because we emailed you guys after she told us that we couldn't have the number, and she got a slap on the wrist because she sent us those emails. So then, shut up, Dorothy, and let me
I'm
finish.
not gonna shut up. Now you gonna stop talking to me like
I don't
that.
have respect for you.
I don't care.
You're a waste of oxygen.
Let's go.
Yeah, so,
I
so
mean,
thi-
we're not
thi-
getting
thi-
anywhere.
yeah, this is the this is what we can't have.
We can't have it. No.
Yeah.
I'm not having her being racist out there to people and yelling at people that the people can't understand them because they only speak American and expect me to say nothing.
And
Listen,
That's
I'm
racist
I'm
as
trying to
hell.
get to the point
That's
of
racist.
whether you guys need to go or you need
They
to
gotta
stay.
go.
Look, so if you guys want to, I'm going to be pretty clear here. If you guys want to stay, right, at this point,
We don't even want to live here. Like, you are terrible. You're awful. This is the worst place I've ever lived. Your management is atrocious.
and that's okay.
Racist.
We understand that, and-
And I will be disseminating all of the legal knowledge to all of your tenants to let them know
You
that
could do that.
I sure
That's
can.
illegal.
It is not. It is not illegal to disseminate legal information.
Your lawyer is not the only lawyer who does that.
Why do you think, like, you guys are just gonna come in here and educate me when in fact I've already spoken to a lawyer, I've already Googled, and you made a mistake when you assumed that by living in a low income household that we were uneducated, because we are not.
You are making a lot of assumptions.
Yeah, look, we have multiple communities, and this is not like for us. What we don't want, there's no reason for us to like try to. Well, I want you guys to stay, right? At the end of the day, like it's just you want to stay here. At the end of the day, it's just really about hey, respect, follow the rules. And if
We
you guys
were
want-
happy to be respectful until she started, like, literally, she's following me around out there, she's filming me, she's
I
telling
have
me I
never
can't.
bothered her about
That's
never.
bullshit. She was in this
It's
other yard
awful.
filming me.
So
Everyone has seen her
No,
harassing
I
us. They so have. The neighbors have been asking. The neighbors have come over here and said, "What's going on? We've noticed Dorothy's
We
been trying
need
to
to
get you
leave.
a
I mean, we're not getting anywhere.
I think they're going somewhere.
No, we're not.
Because the issue is that you've been lied to. And you've been told that I started the disrespect
Well,
on
let's
the
just
show.
pull it back, right? If we can just pull it like
So
bring it down a
where
notch,
I am
right?
right now
Yeah.
is I don't want to be illegally forced to leave.
Okay.
We don't want to live here because we're very uncomfortable with Dorothy, her management, her racism. That's a real thing. I think you guys would want to know that. She said to us before, because we're white, that she's glad to have some nice white people here.
And that she wanted to, when there was a black lady back here.
Parents of color, be aware of that because it can cause you a problem in the future. Legitimately. As far as it affects me, I don't mind, but that is a real issue for you potentially. We don't want to be
That's
illegal.
nothing to do with him staying. They
It's
said they're
not,
going
but I
to
do think
leave.
you should
Let's
know.
go.
Yeah, no, okay. Well, one, we appreciate you telling us, but okay.
And we just want our right to quiet enjoyment until we find ourselves a new place in a reasonable time frame. I mean, we're talking, we probably only want to stay here for a couple of months. We want my son to at least be able to get almost completely through his school. We might leave in June, maybe, because he wouldn't miss very much depending on what we find in our house search. But we don't want to stay here because Dorothy is being hostile to us, and it's not just.
And filming us telling me that if the dog poops in another yard, we're evicted.
Other people are walking their animals, and the animal can go through it. That's not a problem. It's targeted at us. She's upset at us because she was.
They own their mobile homes. And they
Speak
have
to
a
the
right
other
to
tenants and ask.
Yeah,
Speak to them.
so the dog piece, right?
Ask them what they've
Just to
witnessed.
maybe make that easier. Instead of going to a yard, and let's just try to, if you guys can go on either South Orlando or in your
Okay, the issue is that the bus stop is over here.
Yeah, just to get our son phone.
We just didn't want him walking on the main road because we also.
I understand that. I mean, that's fine. If that's something that needs to happen for your son.
Well, I've been walking around all the way around the back and then crossing over the next people's yard because what I used to do was just walk through Dorothy's yard and then walk through the next people's backyard because the bus stop is that street right there. Right, where the mailboxes are. So I've been walking around ever since the day with the police because she waited there because she knew I would be coming through and she waited with her phone so that she could yell at us. And so when you're telling me, okay, well you just need to be the one who's respectful, I hear you, but I'm past that
I
point.
did not yell.
Yeah, so it's
I have
two
it
ways.
on video.
Obviously, it's two ways, right? Obviously, management has to respect the tenant, tenants have to respect.
Okay, but why is it that I've heard nothing about where is her respect to me? Why would she just be standing there filming me? Is this happening with any other tenants? Is that usual? Has that ever happened to you? If this was your management, if this was your landlord, this was your management, how would you feel as the tenant when you were just asking for a reasonable accommodation? You were denied. You tried to reach out to the landlords. Think about it this through our perspective. We tried to go through it the right way, and she was hostile and vicious to us, and legitimately told us that she would find a way to get us evicted. The day that yes, you did. Dorothy, we have it on video, Dorothy.
I'm ready to go to court.
Please show them all the videos.
I got all the videos.
Because you're lying. You
I'm
don't.
not lying.
How could you have them all?
I'm not lying. I never lied.
Okay,
You're not getting
and you've
anywhere.
never been racist, Dorothy. And you're always polite.
I am.
Yes.
I am very nice. Come on, let's go. We're not getting
She
anywhere.
doesn't want you to see the videos.
I don't care if you show the video. I didn't do anything. Okay.
Thank you, Dorothy. Let's pull it back now. Yeah, I mean, this applies to everyone. Let's just pull it back.
Trying to just get rid of the letter with the phone.
Shush. Be quiet so we can hear. This is my house.
Well, he's looking more. He's too quiet.
Be quiet. Right, this is why we're so frustrated, because it was never about, we're just trying to. Told me she said that.
So you're authorized to speak on the owner's behalf? Are you authorized to speak on the owner's behalf? And I mean, there's more.
There's a lot more.
Text messages that are really bad where she's clearly saying like,
Yeah, so I mean,
is it acceptable to you for your employee to tell a person with a disability because she doesn't perceive the full scope of it, that it doesn't matter and she's not entitled to what help?
A blind lady couldn't have a dog, and you can't either.
I think what we're not asking about is when we walk in, that hostile attitude to us.
It wasn't hostile in the beginning.
And this was go the wrong way. Like you guys get the dog before you get the letter.
We told her about it. I wanted to call you. I even said, hold on. Wait.
So
Excuse me, hold on.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, day that I
I'm not
tried.
understanding.
I did not say, this was April 8th, before we had the dog. When we already spoke to her. I didn't, and then I had told, because here's what happened. So Clayton went over there with the printout, right? With the highlighted, here's the law, and we're gonna get this dog, but we just wanted to let you know. So I call him and I say, how did the conversation go? Thinking, because we generally had a good relationship with Dorothy, that it probably went pretty well. So I say, okay, I'll talk to her, because I assumed, thinking that since we already had a previously good relationship, that she might be more receptive to me. That's what I was going to say.
And I saw the dog.
So I decided to give her a call, and I explained to her.
You yelled at me.
That's not. I didn't yell at you until after you told me.
It's not that shot.
Please let me finish.
No.
So I did not ever yell at her until she told me I wasn't finished. Shut up. Until she told me that having OCD and PTSD were not a good reason to get a job. Yes, so then I yelled at her because I was like, how could you say that to me? I didn't call her any names, but I was like, how could you say that to me? You don't know what it's like to
Come
live
on,
my
we
life.
gotta go now. This is just getting.
All right. See you in court then.
Good.
So,
Here, you just give us a second. Just a moment.
So you're not just leaving?
No, we're gonna come back.
Okay.
okay, so where we're at, just to
There can, why are you talking a minute?
Yeah, so, look, I think that it's, there's gonna be back and forth.
I asked,
Yes.
it says
So,
right
look,
here, I asked.
No, I hear you.
To speak with
hear
you
what
guys.
I hear. So look, you guys want to either way.
Yes.
Because of her.
Understood. And we're gonna have a separate conversation. Without a doubt. The reason we're not, there's no reason to hash all this out all over again, make you upset, and obviously make you upset, right? Or vice versa, make her upset. At this point, you guys want to leave in June, right? Or
Sometime
sometime.
around then, yes. In the next few months, we are actively looking for.
Do this. Just follow the rules. Just do the items that your dog can stay.
We literally, but what's the issue here for me is that we literally never did anything wrong until she started being hostile to us.
Yeah.
And then I started being hostile. Why are you rolling your eyes? Because what did we do? You tell me. Tell me what I did wrong.
So I mean, the hostile environment that you're having right now is what's giving us the heartache right now. Right?
Excuse me, this whole thing started because of your property manager.
We did.
We tried, I asked respectfully to speak with you. I have that on text, which I tried to just show you. Please let me finish.
And so that's what
I really dislike it when I don't get to finish at least explain to you where I'm coming from.
You're not gonna win.
Yeah, it would be great if you left, actually. I feel much better. So anyway, we tried to be perfectly legal. When she told us that she wouldn't speak to us, we asked for your numbers, which you refused to get. To let you know that this was happening, that we're just asking for a reasonable accommodation.
Okay, so understood. Everything's on the table. Great. At this point, you guys want to head out in June, July, whatever that small time frame is. You guys stay. What I ask from you at this point is for the dog not to go into other people's yard. I understand your son has to go across the yard, to that side. That's fine. I understood. I want your son to stay safe, right? That's important to us. We're not going to proceed with eviction. We're not going to do any of that. It seems like there's a lot of back and forth. We're going to have a conversation with Dorothy. We're at this point, it's just you guys ride out, until June or July, and then you're done.
Yes.
Great. Okay. Thumbs up. We don't want to hear anymore. Oh, this is this and that. Like I apologize.
We don't want to hear anymore. So suppose she continues to harass us. You
So
just don't
again, that's why
talk
we're
about
going
it.
to have a conversation with her, right? Well, at the same time, we don't want you to try to go into her yard and do all this other stuff.
Nobody has. We don't want to deal with her. We want her as far away from us as possible.
Exactly. Just drop off the rent in the box, call it a day, move out, done. All right, easy peasy. We're all good. Now, on the flip side, if you guys don't, if you're not following the rules, if you're not, whatever I don't have the lease in front of me, but if you're not doing that and you're harassing her, and I'm gonna have a conversation with her. I'm gonna have a
I would
conversation.
look over that lease, by the way. That lawyer says it's very illegal.
But that's a separate issue. So yeah, I'm sorry.
Your
But,
lawyers covered.
Okay,
Yeah.
so her name is Lisa Nesbitt.
yeah,
Like, I don't know why you think I'm making it up. She literally
You
said
can't
this.
go through everybody's yard and tell everybody about this.
Yeah.
I don't have to.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
all
going to disseminate the information.
Yeah, let's just, so that's the other thing. I just don't.
I don't
want
have to
more
go to doors,
chaos
and if I
above
did, it
and
wouldn't be
it's-
illegal.
You guys do your thing, stay yourself, enjoy living. You know, do your thing here. But let's not try to make this a big thing.
It
The
is.
manager is going to conduct herself as though we're any other tenant for the remainder of our stay here. She's not going to be harassing us.
Correct. Yes, we're gonna have a conversation. She's not gonna come to your door and start doing all this stuff either as well.
It's unacceptable. I mean, I do have to say, like, it felt like you guys really didn't have much reaction to the way she was handling this. I feel like you should be more concerned about her not knowing about laws, making illegal and untrue
And
claims.
that's the conversation we will have, right? I mean, these are serious allegations, and we don't take it lightly.
Oh, okay.
Picture of a phone.
Easy. All right. Are we all good? You
I
just
mean, we are upset.
We-
We
and
will
I
not be
recognize.
starting any problems with Dorothy.
We never wanted any
We haven't.
problems. I would like to
We just
know
wanna stay
what
here
we did
until
in
we
the
find
first place.
ourselves a different place. And that's it. We'll pay our rent, follow the rules. I'm sure you see, like, we've really taken pretty good care of this place.
Yeah, we
When
can show you
arrived,
pictures
there were
from
holes
before.
in the walls that I fixed. I painted the walls. Like, I actually improved it significantly. And Dorothy told us repeatedly that we were ideal tenants. She never wanted us to leave. I delivered notices on her behalf. I printed so many documents for her.
Brought food that if we had extra, just because we were like, she doesn't have much.
And then suddenly, when we just want to exercise our legal right to ESA, like that legitimately has helped with these issues.
Sure.
Like, we're met with this, and it's left a terrible taste in my mouth. Like, I was flabbergasted at the lawyer when we told them what happened. They were like, really, it seems like that's too ridiculous. Then we sent them all the texts, the emails, the videos. They were floored. They were like, I've never seen anything this good. I hope that
That's
you're
what
able
they
to deal
said.
with it. I hope that you don't allow her to continue to represent.
Okay, well, you've been reported to HUD.
It's gonna come
Sure.
back eventually.
We'll have a conversation, but at this point,
And I mean, it has been, again, it was recorded. So that will be happening.
So at this point, yeah, let's roll out. Let's do the things that we said.
Everyone's
We're
on
gonna
the
have.
same page. We'll be moving soon. We'll be time, and Dorothy is going to stop bothering us.
Yes.
Right? Perfect.
Okay, and we're gonna have a conversation with her. We'll just wrap that up as well. And at this point, you guys stay to yourself, do your thing. You know, understand that the dog needs to do his, whatever his business is outside and things like that.
And we pick it up. There's no poop in our yard. You can look.
Sure. So, awesome. I appreciate your time.
Thank you for coming to talk to
I'm
us.
sorry we were hostile, but your absence of reply after trying to tell you, although I'm getting at this point that you didn't grasp the scope of the situation, but it felt like you didn't hear.
Sure.
So that's why we were hostile, because my immediate assumption upon you guys' arrival was that you're just going to come in here, big boy us, be rude, try to tell us, and it's like, I've talked to a lawyer, I know what's the truth now. So.
Cool. I appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Alrighty. You gentlemen have a good one.
I think that after they saw that one video, they